All right, a new day, a new lens. Today and tomorrow, we are testing the cinematic lens. Now, when it comes to testing this lens versus the close-up lens, I'll have to do some experimenting, but I'm not entirely sure as to how I would test or what you would quantify as a test for this lens. Now, what this lens does is it gives you a little bit wider field of view, extends the image horizontally, and crops it vertically. So it creates this black bar effect, which is similar to, I don't know the exact aspect ratio. If I remember, I'll put it right here in post. But it gives you that aspect ratio, which is more common in like movies or like cinematic projects, advertisements and whatnot. But instead, we have it on an action camera, which I think is sick. Right off the bat, I'm a huge fan of how it makes that B-roll look. That's sick. I really like that. I wouldn't say surprisingly crappy feels like unhonest. It is crappy though. I mean, you see all that over there, like it's windy, it's rainy. It's giving more like fall vibes though. Does that make sense? It feels more like fall crappy weather than winter crappy weather. I looked at the forecast chat and I'm gonna have a bad year because I'm not getting any goddamn snow. Okay, I got rid of it. There's a hair on the lens. Let me just be the first to say, that's whacking cringe. The spicy cheese man just wants a little bit of snow. Is that really so much to ask? Golly. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I got a whole other day of filming with this lens as well. And then, putting together the 4-day video. But I'm honestly, like, I got a lot watch the footage back, but just seeing like the preview, I am loving this lens far more than I thought I was going to. I didn't think I was gonna hate it by any means, but after watching, several talking head videos and reading reviews and people kind of just dunking on how the cinematic lens is like a dumbed down, terrible version of the like ultra wide angle lens. Which there's a possibility where, like, the ultra wide angle lens would be my favorite, or I would like it more than I like this lens. But not having that one and just having this one, nonetheless, I love it. I think it's sick, and I'm having a blast using it. I will not color grade though. I refuse to. When you select what lens you're going to use, because like that's a part of the camera here, you can pick. It has like features or settings that like work best with the lenses. So in the settings, you could change like which lens you're using. It does prompt you to use the log version of the footage, but I've tried color grading in the past. It doesn't go very well. Maybe someday in the future I'll learn how to do it, but for right now, absolutely not. Oh, another victory for the OJs. Taking on the work day. Man, I think for how I normally make videos, for the normal, geez, my seat is so reclined. For the normal vlog that you see on a semi-daily basis, I feel like the other lens, the close-up lens, the not macro lens, is the better choice. Just in terms of how I normally shoot my content and the unfortunate limitations that this camera does just have. However, if we go off of the lens that I'm having the most fun using, I think it would be this one. Like, I don't know what it is about it, just that extra wide angle of view. I didn't think I was going to enjoy it. I thought that, you know, it was going to be weird, but it creates such a, like, I don't know, and maybe it's not that unique, and maybe it's just like a regular looking shot and I'm tripping over nothing, but something about it just makes it feel really unique and like such a fun way to like shoot. Now, as I like somewhat alluded to or may have inferred earlier, now again, we still have a whole other day with this lens before I give my final thoughts. This lens does have its limitations. For the camera, when you're shooting in the lens mode, which we talked about earlier, you can only shoot in standard video or photo. You can't shoot in the like pure video mode, which is this camera's ultra low light mode. You can't shoot time lapses, which if you have watched any of my vlogs in the past, you know that time lapses are a somewhat crucial part of my vlogs for B-roll, especially when I'm at the front register. And that part is a little bit disappointing. It makes sense, but I'm still disappointed by that. But all in all, I think, you know, I'm having a good time. But we still have a whole other day before, you know, I fully have like my final thoughts and opinions on both lenses. I think for the first time this week, I don't feel lower than 80% going to work. I think this weekend will be the final like little bit of rest that I need to get back to feeling normal, I hope. But today I don't feel I feel the best that I felt all week, which is ironic given the fact that I got like next to zero sleep last night. I can already tell today's going to be a weird day because we have a delivery today, and normally we don't get deliveries on Saturdays. Normally they're nice and quiet days. Does not appear that that is going to be the case for this one. Casey's going to lunch. What a weird and wild and weird day. Saturdays, you know, that just seems to be the theme. Just customers on perpetual bullshit. I'm trying to think of fun ways to like use the cinema lens, but I'm drawing a blank. All in all, today's going pretty well, I would say. Nothing too crazy. I mean, people are weird, but aside from that, it's been a relatively mild day. We got yesterday, our order that we typically see on Fridays got delayed to today, which also gave me the opportunity to realize that Fridays are literally the same team plus Delaney as Saturdays. So that was a fun moment of actualization. Realization? I mean, realization sounds right. Realization is right. I digress. So, with that in mind, we had the order coming today, which wasn't too bad. I ended up doing it by myself just because, like, that made the most sense to me. Well, that didn't necessarily make the most sense to me, but it just ended up working out that way. And so I powered through it. It was only like a $3,000 order, and it didn't take me all that long to power through. I'd say maybe like a half hour. So the rest of the day we're kind of, I wouldn't say chilling, but chilling. And I mean, I got a couple little things I got to wrap up, but for the most part, I've done everything I need to do today, which is nice, until I have to take over the counter in approximately an hour and 15 minutes. Then it will no longer be nice.
not supposed to let you go.
Oh, another victory for the OGs. Another week in the books. Elijah stopped by because he needed some more food. And I am the kibble plug, ladies and gentlemen. The low light is... Oh. That's not really helpful. The low light is actually terrible. It's actually terrible. Anyway, we'll keep it nice and short. I'll give my final thoughts here in a minute. Today was kind of whack and cringe though, but you know, it's Saturday, so what do you expect? To not bog down the end of this video too awful much, my final thoughts on the cinematic lens, and I said it during filming that I didn't think I was going to like it nearly as much as I do. Now, I definitely think I need the ultra-wide lens now to see and compare, because I've heard a lot of people say that the ultra-wide is the best lens and the cinematic one is kind of eh. But in my experience, having just used the cinematic lens and then the close-up lens, I think the cinematic lens is fantastic. And if you want kind of a fun, different way of shooting your shots on this action camera, I think the cinematic lens is definitely a way to go. Also, I don't know if it's just me or if I'm just learning how to use the camera better, but the quality looks a lot better with the lens. The close-up lens, which we scrapped, this video was supposed to be both of them. I had to scrap it because I apparently don't know how to use this thing. But the close-up lens footage just didn't look good because I screwed that up. But I digress. I think it's an excellent, excellent lens. The only downsides of it right now for me is that, one, you can't change the shooting mode in terms of wanting to get like panoramic time lapses or use the low light capabilities. You just can't do that. You can only shoot in video or take pictures, which is a little bit annoying. But aside from that, I really, really, really enjoy the lens. If you're kind of just effectively a casual, such as myself, I think you'll really enjoy the lens. I think it's fun. It's definitely a dynamic, different way of shooting that I haven't shot before, and I really like that and enjoy that. So if you guys want to see, I'm doing it regardless, but if you want to see my close-up lens review in a couple days, or my thoughts and opinions in a couple days, I'll be posting that one, hopefully, assuming I actually use it the correct way and don't get nothing but blurry footage for 3 days of recording. I thought he said thanks for watching. What the hell is this? Welcome to your post-credit scene, ladies and gentlemen. I wanted to film just a super quick segment after the vlog has finished of the trip that I'm going on right now, which is to drive to my parents' house to do the annual burning of our Christmas tree. Don't ask about the date. Don't, like, just, okay.